Ever seen a dog chasing its own tail? That classic scene, the pup is just chilling. Then suddenly jumps up and spins like a furry tornado, determined to catch that tail like it's a life mission. It's cute, it's hilarious, and we can't stop watching. But why do dogs chase their tails? Is it just for fun, or is there more to it? The answer might surprise you, and here's the twist. Puppies and adult dogs do it for completely different reasons. And not all of them are harmless. Is your dog just playing around? Or could they be trying to tell you something, and you're missing the message? In this video, we're diving into the behavior of dogs, spinning in circles to chase their tails, and what it might reveal about the mind and heart of your best friend. But hold off on jumping to conclusions, because the reasons puppies chase their tails can be very different from why adult dogs get stuck in tail-chasing loops. And yeah, some of these reasons, you've probably never heard of them before, so stick with us till the end, because this silly-looking behavior might actually be an important sign. And understanding why dogs chase their own tails could help you take better care of your furry friend, love them even more, and connect on a deeper level. Puppies chasing their tails, pure discovery and fun. If you've ever seen a puppy chasing its tail, you know it's impossible not to let out an awe. It's like something straight out of a viral video. The little pup spins, stumbles, spins some more, and when it finally catches its tail, it gets spooked and starts all over again. But really, why do puppies chase their tails? The answer is simple and sweet. They're discovering the world and their own bodies. To a puppy, everything is brand new. The hum of the fridge, the sound of their own bark, the furniture in the house, and yes, that fluffy thing wagging behind them that suddenly moves. The tail becomes a living toy, always there, always teasing. And since they're still learning motor skills and how to control their movements, chasing their tail is like a fun training session. Kind of like puppy PE class. A puppy chasing its tail is totally normal behavior. It means they're active, curious, healthy, and full of energy. No need to worry. In fact, it's great to encourage this kind of play with safe toys and gentle interactions. It helps channel their energy in a positive way. And here's the thing. The more the puppy plays, the more they learn. So, next time you catch that adorable scene, remember, it's not just fun. It's a little part of their journey to becoming a more confident, clever, and, okay, still a little clumsy pup. When an adult dog chases its tail, a sign of boredom, stress, or something else? Okay, so we've established that puppies chasing their tails is normal, and even adorable. But what about when your adult dog starts spinning in circles like a runaway top? That's a different story. Why do adult dogs chase their own tails? Most of the time, it's not just play, it's a sign. A call for help hiding behind a weird little behavior. Adult dogs might chase their tails for several reasons, but one of the most common is lack of stimulation. You know that restless feeling when your mind is bored, your body's full of pent-up energy, and there's nothing to do? Yep, dogs feel that too. And guess what becomes their entertainment? That tail. Literally, if no one wants to play with me, I'll play with what I've got. Besides, boredom, stress, and anxiety are major culprits. Changes in routine, loud noises, feeling lonely, all of that can make a dog uneasy. And how do they cope? They spin, they twirl, they chase their tail like it's their way of releasing all that built-up tension. Sometimes it's also about frustration, or a way to get your attention. Look at me, notice me, and then the spinning starts. You laugh, point, talk to them, boom, they got your attention. Now they've learned that tail chasing equals interaction. So if your adult dog is chasing their tail often, it's time to pay attention. It might just be a phase, but it could also mean they need more exercise, more mental stimulation, or simply more connection with you. And hey, that doesn't mean you're failing as a pet parent, alright? It just means that tail might be trying to tell you a story you haven't fully heard yet. Behavioral loop when your dog chases its tail to get your attention. You know that moment when your dog starts chasing its tail and you can't help but laugh? Maybe you call someone to watch or even grab your phone to record a TikTok? Well, without realizing it, you just gave your dog exactly what they wanted, attention. That's right. Many adult dogs fall into what's called a behavioral loop. What's that? It's a behavior that keeps repeating and getting stronger because it's being reinforced, even unintentionally. Here's how it works. Your dog's bored, start spinning. You laugh. They realize spinning makes you look. So next time they want your attention, spin again, and again, and again. Before you know it, chasing their tail becomes a routine, an automatic habit. And the wild part? Sometimes they don't even know why they're doing it anymore. They just know that when they spin, you look, you talk, you laugh, sometimes you engage. The tail becomes a human calling button. Why do dogs chase their tails all the time? Sometimes it's just for social reinforcement, because they've figured out it gets a response. And that behavior can turn into a kind of addiction, even if the original stress or boredom is long gone. The good news? You can break the loop, with love, patience, and redirection. Instead of laughing or giving attention when the spinning starts, try offering a different game, a puzzle toy, or simply ignore the behavior and reward them only when they're calm. Dogs learn fast, even when it's about learning to stop the spin. Built up energy when the tail becomes the walk that never happened. Let's be real, how many times has your dog been full of energy with nowhere to let it out? Rainy days, a packed schedule, or just one of those weeks when walks get pushed back again and again. And then suddenly, your dog's spinning like a furry Beyblade, chasing their tail like it's the most exciting thing in the world. A dog chasing its tail can be a clear and direct response to one issue: pent-up energy with no outlet. This applies to both puppies and adult dogs, though adults are often better at hiding the excess, until they just can't anymore. In the wild, dogs' ancestors would walk for miles every day. They hunted, explored, ran, sniffed. Today, many dogs live in apartments and get one quick loop around the block, and that's it. The result? The body still craves movement. The brain still wants stimulation. And the tail? Well, it's right there. The perfect target. And here's the kicker: when that physical energy doesn't get released, it can turn into anxiety, frustration, and even destructive behavior. So that tail chasing might just be the beginning. Next thing you know, they're chewing the furniture, barking nonstop, or even self-harming. Why do dogs chase their own tails? Often it's because they just want to run, to play, to jump, to be dogs. And if no one shows up with a ball, they'll make do with what they've got. Yep, their own butt. The takeaway here is simple but powerful. Get your dog moving. Longer walks, games of fetch, agility play, hiking, anything that helps burn energy and prevent these repetitive behaviors. Mental stimulation, the secret to a happy and less spinny dog. A lot of people think that physical exercise alone will fix tail chasing. But here's the truth. There's something just as important, if not more. Your dog's brain needs a workout too. Running tires out the body, challenges tire out the mind, and when the brain's bored, you guessed it, boredom hits hard, anxiety creeps in, and then comes the tail chasing, like a desperate way to do something. Why do dogs chase their tails? Because the body's restless and the mind's bored. That's a recipe for a furry little spinning machine. So what really helps? Mental enrichment and puzzle play. You know those toys that release treats when your dog solves a little puzzle? Or those snuffle mats where they have to sniff out and hunt for their food? Yeah, that stuff isn't just fun, it's essential. Research from the University of Bristol shows that dogs who get daily mental stimulation display fewer compulsive behaviors, are calmer, more confident, and even better behaved. Simple activities like teaching new tricks, practicing basic commands, or playing hide-and-seek indoors do wonders. And the best part? A mentally engaged dog doesn't have time or interest to spin in circles all day. So if your pup is starting to do daily pirouettes, maybe what they need isn't just a sprint at the park, but a puzzle to crack and a mission to complete. When the spinning doesn't stop, canine compulsive disorder is real and deserves attention. So, let's say your dog has started chasing their tail more often. At first, it was cute, then, kinda weird. And now, it seems like they can't stop. They spin for minutes, sometimes hurting themselves, biting their own tail, completely obsessed. That's no longer normal. Yep, you read that right. Compulsive disorders in dogs are real. And they're not that rare. It's like a canine version of OCD, or obsessive-compulsive disorder, in humans. And guess what one of the most common symptoms is? You got it. Obsessively chasing their own tail. According to experts from Tufts University, this repetitive behavior may be linked to chronic anxiety, past trauma, sudden routine changes, or even genetic predisposition. Certain breeds, like Bull Terriers and German Shepherds, are more prone to this behavior. But how do you know if it's just a phase or something more serious? Watch for these signs. Your dog chases their tail for long periods and with increasing intensity. They seem unable to stop even when you try to redirect them. They bite, injure, or pull fur from their tail. The behavior disrupts normal routines like eating, sleeping, or playing. If you notice these signs, the most important thing is, talk to a vet or a canine behaviorist. In some cases, treatment may include behavioral therapy, environmental changes, increased activity, and if needed, medication. Why do dogs chase their tails constantly? Sometimes it's because they're trying to deal with something they don't understand, and the best thing you can do is help. Show them they're not alone, that there's a way out. When the tail speaks, and we need to listen. At the end of the day, that question we asked way back at the start still matters. Why do dogs chase their own tails? Sometimes it's just play. A puppy discovering the world, fascinated by its own body, and having a blast like only a puppy can. But sometimes, it's more. It's a cry for help. It's boredom, loneliness, anxiety, pent-up energy, or even a symptom of something more serious, like a compulsive disorder. And that's where we come in, as pet parents, to observe, to understand, and above all, to listen. Because yes, even when they don't speak, dogs are always communicating with us. And that spinning tail might be saying something important. Maybe it's asking for more attention, more walks, more mental challenges, or maybe it's just saying, hey, notice me, I'm here. The truth is, every behavior has a story behind it, and when we take the time to understand that story, our connection with our dog deepens, becomes more real, more sensitive, more meaningful. So next time your dog starts spinning like a maniac, don't just laugh and move on. Stop, watch, try to understand, because sometimes what looks like a silly little habit is actually a quiet call for more love. If this video helped you see your dog with fresh eyes, give it a like, share it with other pet lovers, and subscribe to the channel, because here, we believe that every behavior has a reason, and every spinning tail has a story to tell. And if you think you've seen everything dogs are capable of, wait till the next video. Click the screen now and watch. 13 strange things dogs can sense that humans can't. Yep, dogs have superpowers, and you're about to discover them all.